Okay, and we get started in a comfortable seat. So coming to your mat in a comfortable seat, cross-legged with the right shin in front. Just here, make sure your seating bones are grounded even. And you can sit up nice and tall, resting your hands on your knees. And then close your eyes. And then with your eyes closed, take a full breath from your nose in. From your mouth, cleansing, exhale out. And slowly start to center all your attention into your body. Connect up behind your hips, your seating bones, the outer edge of your feet touching the floor. The whole lower body solid on the ground, offering you foundation. While your torso along your spine is sitting up nice and tall, creating more space and more elevation with each breath you take. And one more time from your nose, deep in. From your mouth, gentle exhale out. And with your eyes closed, take your right hand to your belly button. Take your left hand to your chest, your heart space. And with your hands feeling into your breathing, recognize the motion of inhale and exhale. With each inhale, the chest is lifting, expanding, your belly is toning. With the exhale, your belly is softening, the chest is sinking down. Cultivating this deep presence with your body, with your breathing. Allow your breath to be your guidance for tonight. And strength and energy whenever you need it. Find ease and comfort whenever you need it. Can take one more cleansing breath from your nose in. From your mouth, exhale out. Continue breathing just from your nose. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5. And exhale 5. And then another cleansing breath from your nose in. From your mouth, exhale out. And from here, open your eyes, release your hands. And then keep up sitting nice and tall. Reach your arms up towards the sky. Remember, the right shin, right leg is in front. With your inhale, you gaze up, you reach up and lengthen. With your exhale, you twist to the right. Open your arms for support and gaze behind you. And then inhale, you rise to center, reach your arms up. Exhale, you twist towards the left. Continue in your own pace with your own breath. You inhale to center, reach up, gaze up. You exhale, you twist towards the right side. And your inhale takes you back to center. The exhale, you twist towards the opposite side. Always make sure when you twist that you gaze as far as possible behind you. So you're also feeling a nice stretch into your neck towards the base of your skull. you've been twisting to the left for the last time. Inhale and rise to center. With the exhale, start to lean forward. Keeping the outer edge of your feet pushing the floor, so the legs and hips are active. Start to round and lean towards the ground. Maybe fingertips, forearms. Maybe your forehead can touch the floor. You see how far you can round it and fold down, creating a nice stretch along your spine from your tailbone to the space between your shoulder blades to the base of your skull. Then inhale to rise. For a moment, stretch out, shake out your legs. And we go for the second side. So now in your seat with the left chin in front. Again, sit up nice and tall, reach your arms up, gaze towards the sky. Inhale to lengthen and stretch. Exhale, you twist towards the left. Again, the inhalation takes you to center. The exhale takes you twist to the right. Continue your own tempo. With the inhale, come to center, lengthen and reach up. With the exhale, twist up and in sides. Last time, finishing up with twisting towards the right side. On your next breath, you inhale to center. You exhale, you start to lean forward. Once more, keeping the outer edge of your feet pushing the floor, so the legs and hips are active, sitting bones grounded. And then round and soften neck and shoulders, and bow towards the ground as deep as possible. And then from here, inhale to rise, come back up. Once more, you can shake out, stretch out your legs. And find your way to a table position. And we're going to warm up the wrist for a second before we move on. So in table position, turn your fingers outwards. Thumbs face forward, fingers to the side. And then very easy, start to lean your weight from one hand to the other. And always the hand that is not carrying weight is hovering off the ground. So I'm leaning to the right, the left hand is lifting, leaning to the left and the right hand is lifting. Now using that rocking motion, start to turn your hands. First fingers face forward, then fingers face towards the center. And then fingers go back forward and open towards the side. Make sure you always find your index space pushing the floor and your fingertips are really gripping your mat. So you have a solid foundation from your fingertips into your shoulders, everything feels engaged. Next time your fingers point to the side, turn your fingers all the way backwards. Fingers point to your knees, thumbs open sideways. Lean in your hands, shift weight into the heel of your hand, your wrist. And then lean backwards, shifting weight into your fingers till your palm is lifted. Then your own pace, keep bouncing back and forth. And one last time, sit back, release. For a moment, you can check out your hands. We're going to continue in extended child's pose. So placing your hands shoulder distance at the front of your mat, but slightly walk the knees back with the toes tucked. Sit your hips on top of your heels. Legs should be about parallel. And then similar to cat and cow, we're going to mobilize our spine, but we're going to move between child and table. So inhale, rise and round into table cat. Exhale, drop your belly, lift your head like cow, and push the hips back to child. And inhale, rise and rounded. Exhale, drop your belly, lift your head and come back to child. Continue your own pace with your own breath. The inhale takes you up to rounded and table. The exhale, drop your belly, lift your head and push back into your child's pose. Same here, keep your index base grounded. Your arms are straight, elbows locked. You want to try to find as much external rotation in your arms and shoulders as possible. Like the peak of your elbow wants to face towards your mat or backwards. And with your next breath, inhale, rise around the table. Exhale, lift your head, lean forward, allow your hips to get heavier. Then your belly, bend the elbows, your chest, slowly hover and sink to the ground. From here, inhale, you push back up to table. Exhale, you come to child. Inhale, rise around them. Exhale, lift your head, lean forward, step by step, release to the ground. With your inhale, you push back to table. With the exhale to child. Inhale, rise around the table. Exhale, lift your head, lean forward, come to the ground. Continue your own pace, with your own breath, moving between the positions. From child's pose to table, from here all the way flat to the floor, and then rising back up into table and child. And the next time you're pushing up to table, with the exhalation, tuck your toes, hug your knees, and lift the hips to the sky for downward facing dog. And then using this downward facing dog for a moment, you can move and stretch as it feels comfortable, pedaling the heels to go into your legs, maybe twisting the hips to go into your side body, and stretching deep into shoulders and chest, with your head reaching to the ground. But these are just options. Use the down dog in a way that it works best for you, please. And then center into stillness. Use all your strength to support the hips high. And then here, catch a cleansing breath from your nose in. From your mouth, exhale out. Then from here, gaze forward. With the exhale, step forward. Come to the front of your mat. Inhale into Ardha Uttanasana. Knees can be bent. Make sure you find anterior pelvic tilt. And then lengthening your spine, making your back as flat as a table. You're really flexible. Fingertips can be at the floor or at your shins. With your exhale, you round it into deep forward fold, Uttanasana, and bow towards the ground. Soften neck and shoulders. You can get a bit more strong here, trying to lock the knees and really stretch into the back of your legs. Inhale to open halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Take your hands to your hips. Hug your elbows back, keep the chest open. With your next breath, strong in your legs, and you rise up to stand Tadasana. You inhale, you reach up to Tadasana, lengthen your upper body, good. Exhale for Utkatasana, chair, bend the knees, allow hips to sink down. So you can see my feet are parallel hip distance, but if you want to go classic Utkatasana, legs to touch, that's fine. Just make sure the legs are really engaged and strong and the hips sink as deep as possible, while you keep the chest lifted, arms reaching up. And exhale, you round into forward fold, Uttanasana. You open halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, and you step into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. For a moment, finding strength in arms and legs, getting the hips supported as high as possible. Holding that strength, with your next inhale, hover forward into plank. Bring shoulder over wrist. Make sure you're lifting between the shoulder blades. Engaging the legs strong with the heels pulling backwards and knees locked. From here, easy variation, you can drop the knees or keep the legs straight, lean forward, bend the elbows like you sink into a chaturanga. And from here, you hover all the way straight to the ground. First, untuck your toes, engage your legs. For mini Cobra, lift your chest and float your hands. Draw your elbows in, roll your shoulders back and down. Keep the legs strong, top of the feet pushing the floor. And then reach your arms behind you, float your feet, Shavasana. Keep your chest lifted, replace your hands, tuck your toes. Either choice easy into down dog or push up plank. And from here into downward facing dog. In down dog, again a moment of stillness and connecting with your breath. Inhale and exhale. Again, right on the exhale, you step forward, come to the front. Inhale, open halfway out, Uttanasana, lengthen your spine. Exhale, round to deep forward fold, Uttanasana. Again, inhale, open halfway out, with the hands at your hips. Shoulders draw back, heart is open. Inhale to rise, Tadasana. And one more round, you inhale and reach up to Tadasana, lengthen and stretch. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair. Bend the knees, allow the hips to sink down. Make sure knees and toes pointing in the same direction. Sitting the hips as deep as possible, start to challenge the strength of your legs. While the chest is lifted, arms reach up. And exhale, round to forward fold, Balan Uttanasana. You open halfway out of the top and step into downward facing dog. Again, downward facing dog to find strength. And using that strength, ripple forward, shoulders over wrist, coming into plank. Once more, your choice, knees on the floor or legs straight. Lean forward, bend the elbows, like you're hovering into chaturanga. And you release deeper to the floor. From here, first mini Cobra. Untuck your toes, legs are strong. Lift your chest, float your hands. Keep the shoulders drawn away from the ears. Reset your hands, push your arms straight into Cobra Bhujangasana. If you like it to up dog, hover your hips, hover your knees. On your next breath into downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift the hips to the sky. And for a moment, downward facing dog. Again, ground the body steady and still. Feet inhale and exhale. With your next breath, step the right foot forward to the right hand. Bring the left knee down to the floor. Make sure your legs are in a comfortable lunge position. And then from here, lift your torso. Take your hands to the heart project. If your back knee is uncomfortable, you can fold the mat. You can place a towel here. And then first, as much as possible, in this low lunge, turn your chest towards the right side. With control, bring the left elbow to the right knee. Hands at the heart, go deep into a twist. First option is to stay here. Second, keep your gaze centered to the ground, but stretch your left leg straight. And then see how far you can go into this twist. For me, that's the deepest. Maybe you can find your armpit at the right knee. Maybe you can also open arms to see how much space is available now. But remember, keep your breath smooth and easy. And then wherever you are in your twist, knee on the floor or leg straight, rise to center. From here, lift your torso, reach your arms up. Either Anjaneyasana or full high cushion, stretch the front body. Take a deep breath in and exhale, release into down dog. And second side. First, you bring the left foot to the left hand. Right hand touches the floor. Setting up a comfortable low lunge, you lift your torso and hands at the heart. From here, turn your torso to the left, go as deep as you can first, and then plug the right elbow to the left knee. Breathtaking for a moment. Then stay in this twist. See if the low lunge is comfortable, maybe expanding into high lunge. Stretch the right leg straight, bring the knee up. Then holding your twist, either low or high lunge. See how deep you can go. Maybe armpit to knee, maybe arms open. With your next breath, center your torso rise, lifting into your chest. Reach your arms up, give it a full breath here, stretch into your upper body. With your exhale, you release into downward facing dog. And then from downward facing dog, you can either stay here, option to ground and downward with your breath, or your choice of vinyasa. I'm going to take a classical vinyasa, plank into chaturanga up dog. If you want to do any other variation that is part of your practice, feel free to do so. After your vinyasa, meeting all together in downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, step the right foot between your hands, spin your left heel down. Make sure both heels are in line, and from here, for Trikonasana, stretch your right leg straight, center your torso, stack your shoulders, reach the left arm to the sky. From Trikonasana to Ardha Chandrasana, bend the right knee, place the right hand and fingertips in front of you, for a couple of steps, give all your weight to the right foot, float the left leg up, reach the left arm to the sky. Make sure the left leg is toned. First option, you can stay here, or to go deeper, for Ardha Chandrasana, bend the top knee, grab the foot, and then kick the left foot backwards while you're lifting the knee as high as possible to the sky, stretching deep into your chest, finding a good arch and back pattern. With your next breath, slowly release, with control step by step, into downward facing dog. And there is always the second side. So bring the left foot in the center between your hands. Now you spin the right heel down. Align your feet heel to heel. Stretch your left leg straight. Stack your torso, your shoulders. Find your right arm at the sky. Triangle Trikonasana. To Ardha Chandrasana, bend the left knee, left fingertips on the floor in front of you, float the right leg up, balance. All your weight is in the left, right side is reaching for the sky. Option to stay holding this place, or for your Chakasana. Now you bend the right knee, grab the foot, and then while you kick the foot backwards, lift the right knee up. Finding a good stretch into your hips, and also into your chest, into your upper body. And with control, easy, step by step, you release, stepping into downward facing dog. From here, floating into your high plank, and your choice of vinyasa. So I said my choice is classical chaturanga up dog. The choice that works best for you is fine. Maybe even staying in downward facing dog. Then from downward facing dog, bring the knees down to the floor. Come to a seat and close your eyes. Sitting still, take your hands to the heart underneath the arm. Here, take a cleansing breath from your nose in. From your mouth, gentle exhale out. Then feel how the body is active, stimulated and energized from your practice. Cultivating fire, cultivating light. Feeling a deeper presence connection with all the life energy, the prana that you own within yourself. And one more cleansing breath from your nose in. From your mouth, exhale out. And then open your eyes. Find your way back into downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog to pigeon prep, bring the right shin forward to the front of your mat, left knee down. Here, make sure that the legs are really comfortable. So see how far the shin can be parallel to the floor, parallel to the front edge of your mat. But finding a place where you can keep the hips square and both knees pushing the floor, so your upper body is supported. See if you can be on fingertips, maybe fingertips just 1 centimeter off the ground. So you want to feel your muscles active while you stretch into the right outer hip and left front hip. And then keeping the legs active, lower onto your forearms. If you want to go really deep, maybe walk your hands forward on fingertips. See if your torso, your belly, your chest can sink towards the right shin without losing the strength in your legs. You're not collapsing, you're actively moving deeper into the stretch. And from here, slowly rise. Replace your hands shoulder distance. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, push the ground away, lift the hips, hug the right leg to your belly. Holding steady and strong. Step the right foot to the outside of your mat. Foot in the open sideways with the left foot spinning to the outer edge. From here, stack your shoulders, reach the right arm to the sky. Coming to Vashisthasana, easiest variation. Make sure the hips are supported. First option, stay here or float the right foot. Maybe float the right knee up to the sky. See how far you can go into the side plank. With control, gaze to the front of your mat, light and easy. Float and step the right foot forward. Bring the left knee down. And going into your Hanuman. My Hanuman is not very deep. But see how far this position is available for you. If it's just a half split, Adho Hanuman is also fine, or going for the deepest variation that is available now. If you feel that your hips are close to touching the floor, see if you can round them and lean forward, folding more over the right leg. But same as in pigeon, keeping the right heel and left knee pushing the floor, so you're actively supporting the body with the support leaning into a stretch. And give it one last breath here. And then step by step release. Take your time. Coming back into your downward facing dog. And then pigeon prep on the left. You bring the left shin forward, the right knee down. Again, arranging the legs so you find a supported position. First, both knees push the ground, hips are squared, lift the torso, maybe float your fingers. And keeping that strength in your lower body, lower maybe onto forearms, maybe walk your hands on fingertips forward. Going deeper into your pigeon, but holding both knees pushing the ground to sustain the engagement in legs and hips. With your next breath, slowly rise up. Place your hands shoulder distance. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. Push the ground away. Pull the hips up. Float the left leg in towards your back. Holding this position strong towards Vashisthasana. Left foot at the edge of your mat. Leg opens to the side. Right foot outright is spinning to the floor. If your shoulders stacked, you reach the left. Again, first option to stay here or see how far you can lift the left leg bend towards the sky. From here, you gaze to the front of your mat, light, with control and slow motion. You step the left foot forward and right knee down. From here into Hanuman. Again, see how deep you can go. As I said, Ardha Hanuman half split is always an option with the back knee under your hip joint. From here, lean in. Or see how far the back knee can open. Finding the deepest position for your split. Here, getting steady with your breath. Then in the deepest position, if available, start to fold forward. See how far you can lean over your front leg. Which is not so deep for me on the second side. Again, one more breath here. Step by step you release, rising back up. Into your downward facing dog. Downward facing dog along to ground, full breath from your nose in. From your mouth, exhale out. And then come back to a seat. And let's start to go upside down. So first, we're going to go working with the wall, getting into a basic headstand Shirshasana. Before we do so, anybody who says Shirshasana is totally not an option, neck, shoulder injuries, or never done a headstand? No? Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of steps that make it very easy accessible in the beginning. First, you're going to be close to the wall. And I'm going to keep about, let's say, a finger to palm distance away from the wall. Then I'm setting up my foundation. So my elbows are shoulder distance, hands interlaced. I bring the crown of my head on the floor behind my hands. Then from here, I tuck my toes and lift the hips. This position, remember, shoulders should be drawn away from your ears. Lift one leg up, bend, a little hop, come to a lunge position. Here you should feel a lot of weight coming onto arms and shoulders. Make sure this is comfortable. See if you can balance in that lunge. From here, close the knees to a tuck. You can still balance, maybe float up into a straight. In the same way, you slowly come down. So just working on that basic Shirshasana, finding some time and upside down. Are there any questions right now? Or does it make sense for everybody? Okay, then let's try to find some time at the wall. Let's say we want to be upside down in this position for 30 seconds. Maybe keeping your feet at the wall for support, or being a bit further away from the wall. Just finding 30 seconds and upside down. And Mug is going to give us the time. So I'm not going to use the wall. Mug, whenever you're ready, give us some cue.
Yes.
So remember, this is just about getting comfortable and upside down. We're going to spend more time here today. So don't burn yourself out yet. Come to a place that is really easy, sustainable.
10 seconds. Twenty seconds. Last 5, 2, 1.
And your own pace coming down. And then here again, come to a seat and close your eyes. More allowing the body to be still, taking your attention back to your breathing. Still feeling the stimulated, fiery energy of your practice. But knowing with each breath, you're able to ground deeper into this energy. Feeling more calm, more clear and present with yourself. Then take a cleansing breath from your nose in, from your mouth exhale out. And then very quick before we continue. How's it going, everybody? Any questions for now? We just switch the screen. No? Did everybody get upside down? Okay, perfect. We're going to be back there in a moment, but first, let's prepare for deeper back bends. So you can stay close to the wall, because we're going to use it again later. But then find your way into downward facing dog. And in downward facing dog, for a moment, mobilizing your neck. So I'm just finding a basic comfortable downward facing dog, and then gazing with the neck long and straight towards the left and towards the right side. And then tuck your chin further to your chest. And same thing. Very careful, look to the left and to the right. So you're stretching, mobilizing the neck. And then from downward facing dog, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Bring the left knee down. First, going into a deeper lizard lunge. So flex the right toes, open foot and knee sidewards. With the hips centered, turn your chest, reach your right arm to the sky. So if you want to go deeper, there is a tendency that we drop into that stretch. You see how my back leg is rotating. Try to avoid the rotation, keeping everything centered from here, sink deeper. Then to add a thigh stretch, bend the back knee, grab the left foot from the outside. Make sure the left knee is really comfortable while you push it backwards. So you let the hips sink down to open. You get a nice stretch into chest and shoulders. And final option to deepen, pull your left heel towards your butt cheek. So you're stretching really deep into the left thigh. Should feel from the knee towards the hip, the whole left upper front leg is a bit on fire. And then from here you release to downward facing dog. And here very quickly switch sides. So now left foot to the front, right knee down. Remember, avoid too much rotation. Don't let the hips collapse. Keep them as centered as possible. Left leg opens out, torso in a twist. The right arm is reaching. Left arm is reaching. And then for the thigh stretch, you bend the right knee, grab the foot from the outside, and kick it backwards. And to deepen the thigh stretch, make sure the toes stay flexed, but you pull the right heel further towards your butt cheek, getting a good burn into the front of your right thigh from knee to hip. And again, you slowly release, find your way to down dog. And from downward facing dog, easy drop the knees down. Find your way onto your belly, into King's pose. So you just want to get comfortable for a moment in Sphinx. Untuck the toes. Keep the top of your feet pushing down. Kneecaps are slightly lifted, legs are engaged. Then really allow the belly to drop while you pull the shoulders back, open the chest forward. Important here now, you want to keep your lower back comfortable. So whenever you feel there is too much push and too much squeeze, please back off. Yeah, you want to go to the edge by 50%, not deeper. So ground your hands with control. See how far you can stretch your arms straight. Still, feet are pushing the floor, legs are holding, slight internal rotation. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. See how far you can walk your hands towards your hips, keeping your arms locked, slightly gaze up without squeezing the neck. Hips and thighs are pushing the floor, chest, heart is reaching. And then with your exhale, you slowly release. Just lay flat down for a moment. You can shift up the hips, legs, easing out the lower belly. So now we're going to do the same transition, but we're going to add the open chain element. Step by step, the feet are going to come off the floor. Think of your feet pulling towards your head at the deepest position. So first in 6 spots. Setting up forearms on the ground. Chest opens forward. And then your thighs, your knees push the floor. While you bend your knees and pull your feet towards your head. And here we go, first run for me. If you have a cramp, it's okay to move a bit, shake it off, but try to hold the position. Chest up and forward, head is lifted. And then slowly release. From here, keep the chest lifted. Start to straighten your arms. As I said, keep the lower back comfortable. See how far you can walk your hands in. And then from here, try to get a king cobra. Again, bend the knees. Pull your feet towards your head while you gaze up. Lengthen through your chest. Lift with the crown of your head. Bend the knees as deep as possible. And from here, you slowly release. Check out the next one. So this is kind of similar to what we experience in Scorpio, because we have our arms, shoulders still working to keep us balanced in inversion, while we bend the knees and pull the feet towards our head. Now, just to strengthen the body a bit more, we're going to take that to another level. We're going to do open chain from both sides. So first, thinking of Shalabhasana, float your chest, reach your arms behind you, palms facing to the floor, thumbs roll to the side. See how far you can lift the chest. Reach your arms behind you. Similar to Dhanurasana. Bend the knees, pull the feet in, but you don't want to hold your feet. You want to keep the hands open. You want to lift the chest forward. It's okay for your feet to touch. You can squeeze them together, lift your chest, reach behind you. And then from here, with your exhale, you release. Once more, take a break and check it out. All right. So, again, a quick question. How did the back bends feel for everybody? Anybody who said that was a bit too strong, a bit too deep? No? Did anybody realize the difference between the first and the final one? How much strength it actually takes to pull into that fully open chain thing? So we're going to do the same upside down at the wall now. Find my whole space. And here, because we're going to go into the scorpion shape. So your legs need some space to navigate. So I recommend being about a forearm distance away from the wall. So find one forearm distance. We want to find a basic headstand first. From there, try to hold balance and move into the scorpion position. So the legs are going to do something very similar to what we did previously. I bring my toes to touch, slightly open the knees. I push the hips forward, push the chest forward. And you can see, just by this pushing action to lift through the top of my hip, front of my hip, the legs start to sink deeper. The spine naturally wants to come out of gravity. The wall still allows me to control the movement. Once you're in the deepest position, holding for a moment, and step by step walk yourself up. So that will be the starting point. Getting used to supporting yourself in upside down, but then using the help of the wall to really stick the legs backwards and leaning into the deep back bend. And naturally, gravity is going to pull you in. Make sure that you keep the spine actively supported. So chest forward, the top of the hip, your pubic bone lifting up while the feet pull down. So everybody, give it a try in your own pace. Yeah, so coming to the wall and trying to go into upside down. Try to find that scorpio shape, but still with wall support. Yeah, Monica, looks nice. Just try to push your hips further forward and up. Yes, so you're not leaning too much towards the wall. Your toes should be light. Celine, same for you. Kalçalar öne, pubic bone yukarı. Jeren, you could maybe be a bit further away from the wall, if that's okay for you. Hi, Ipek, that looks really good. Okay, once you got it here, slowly wrap it up, come back to a seat for a moment. Just neutral seat, maybe child's pose, maybe resting on the ground. Just allow your spine to be easy and comfortable for a second, however that looks like. Okay. So I guess most of you have recognized when you're going into this position, just with gravity, you're already getting pulled into a deep back bend. Yeah, without you doing too much. But the problem is you're giving a lot of load, a lot of stress towards the spine without support when you collapse into gravity. So that idea of actually pushing the hips, the pubic bone up by reaching your feet towards the head is something that is going to create that deeper core muscle engagement around the lumbar spine that's going to support you. We're going to do another round, same thing, just to check into it. If you set that it feels really comfortable, one arm distance away from the wall in balance. Just going to show you very quick. So now the wall is still there to catch me in case I'm losing it. Yeah? And I'm giving myself more space to explore. So coming up. Feet are lightly touching. Knees are open, but I still hold internal rotation. And while I'm reaching the hips up, lifting from my pubic bone, I try to reach the feet down and stretch the chest forward. And then maybe pulling the heels slightly towards my butt cheeks. And from here with control, I slowly release. So I was off in balance, no wall, but in case you would fall, you just reach the feet back and the wall is going to catch you, so you're not going to collapse. So check it out. How it works best with wall support or free balance. Hava looks really good. Think of lifting more through your pubic bone. Push the hips up and forward. Yes. So you can feel how the weight is almost leaning into your elbows. And then you want to pull the heels towards your butt cheeks and the feet towards your head. Okay. And everybody see how far you can go. With control, you release. Again, come to a comfortable position to rest for a moment. Okay. So this would be the first step, how to work into the Scorpio. Simply understanding that you have wall for support. With a bit more distance, you're in free balance. And then see how deep you can go into the back bend. Now for that original transition from Shishasana to Pincha to Scorpio, the head has to come off the floor. And that is a pretty challenging step. For me, I have an injury in my shoulders, so I'm it's a long-term thing, and I actually practice Pincha always with block. because when my arm position changes with the load, it always pinches. I don't have a block today. So in order to make sure nothing goes wrong, I'm going to keep my hands really strongly interlaced. Yeah, you maybe know this variation of pincher with hands in prayer. I even keep my hands as a fist. So I'm going back to an arm distance. Sorry, half arm distance, forearm distance. So I'm a bit closer. And the first thing I have to figure out is how to lift my head up. Yeah. So I'm touching the wall and I'm pushing the head up. I recommend you doing this a couple of times because it's really an unusual movement. With wall support, trying to lift up. Once you lift it up, same thing. Head goes towards your hands, pubic bone to the sky, feet gonna try to reach down as much as possible. The more I lift through my head, the more I reach with my feet, the more I land. And that wasn't a little steep. Okay, so that will be the next step. Just see if you can do it with the head coming up. If that is fine, try to find your back bend. But if you say that is impossible, lifting your head up, then just stick with the Shirshasana Scorpion. It's also fine to keep the head on the floor and try to back bend. Yeah, Monique, very good. That's it. Hava, nice one. You got it, you're really close. Evet İpek, çok güzel aynen. Baş parmakla hafif birlikte. Topukla popona doğru çek. Tamam gitti. Okay. Evet Selen, çok güzel. Kalçala biraz daha duvardan uzaklaştır. Ayakla başına doğru çek. Evet. Yeah, you got it Ceren. İyi ya, çok ya, tamam gitti. Okay. All right, folks, so that would be the final transition, the whole thing, yeah? So learning how to go inverted in your headstand, learning to push the head off, and then going into the Scorpio. Important, as I said, trying to keep that length and support in the spine. So always thinking of the lift and push into the pubic bone, into the front of the hip, while the feet are reaching towards the head. Let's do one more last time. Final round. Work it in the way that it works best for you. Yeah. So maybe challenging your balance. Monique, you look pretty steady. Sorry, Monica, not Monique, Monica. Maybe going a bit further away from the wall, trying to do it with as minimum support as possible. The same for you, Jaren. See how you can challenge your balance now as you already feel more confident. And I'm going to do the same thing. So as little support as possible. No way without all support. Okay, then everybody, let's slowly wrap it up. Like finalizing your last trials here. Before we tune it down, are there any questions about this transition now at the moment? Sorun la var mı şimdilik? Or maybe anything you recognize, like you're not flexible enough to practice yoga.
It was great. I loved it. It's a very challenging posture, and so this way I felt more confident in trying to balance. So I loved it.
Great, happy to hear that. Nice.
Thank you.
It's very challenging, so having support, taking a wall is always good. It's going to be a big helper. Pardon, there was somebody else? Jeren? No? Hava? Anybody's no? Okay. All right, folks, then let's chill out a little bit. Let's cool it down. I'm going to add a bit of meditation in the longer Shavasana. If you say that you run out of time, then please feel free to quit early. But to get comfortable, let's start in Supta Baddha Konasana. So find your way to the floor onto your back. And here, bringing your feet to touch on the floor, knees open to the side. And you can also rest your right hand on your belly and your left hand on your heart. And then close your eyes, let the body settle comfortable, and take a full breath from your nose in, from your mouth exhale out. And then keeping your attention centered with your breathing, just feel how the body is relaxing deeper. How you feel slightly tired from all the thought you've been giving. This tiredness, how the body is softening. The muscles are melting into the ground. While you're sinking into that deep state of comfort, your mind, your awareness is fully present and clear. The body is one. Your heart beating steady and calm. Your breath flowing light. Once more cleansing breath from your nose in. From your mouth exhale out. Then first step to windshield wiper twist. Bring the knees to touch, open the feet left distance. And then easy roll your legs to the left and to the right. Then here for a deeper twist, taking the legs in Garudasana shape. First bring the right knee on top of the left. You adjust your hips slightly towards the right, and then you twist your legs, your knees big time to the left. Make sure the shoulders stay grounded even. You can drop the left arm on top of your legs for weight, while you open your right arm outwards to sink deeper with your shoulders to the ground. And here again, close your eyes. Let your breath flow light and easy, taking you deeper into your twist. Then switching sides. Come back to center. Now you bring the left knee on top of the right. First adjusting the hips towards the left side and then twisting with your legs in Asana to the right. Now the right arm is giving weight to your legs. The left arm open sidewards to ground your shoulders. You can feel here with your inhale, the body is expanding. With the exhale, you're sinking deeper into this expansion. Step by step, breath by breath, more comfort in the twist. Again, with your next breath, you come to center. For a moment, you can roll both knees towards your belly. Leaning from one side to the other to massage your lower back. And then from here, roll over to one side, rise up to a seat. We're going to do a final seated forward fold. Depending on how flexible you are. So this is not so much about the forward fold, but about creating length in your lower back and upper spine. So if you like to use Paschimottanasana, make sure that you can really tilt the hips forward and lengthen through your lower back to fold. It's very difficult for me because I have stiff hips and hamstrings. So for me, it's actually more comfortable here to go to Upavishta Konasana. So either Paschimottanasana, legs straight together, or Upavishta, legs open to a triangle. Then really lean forward, create length in your lower back, like you almost want to arch your spine. Just arching your spine, slightly sinking into that forward fold. As you can see, really working on stretching from the lumbar spine into my thoracic spine. And then with each breath, I start to round and sink a bit deeper. I'm not folding to contract into space. Really trying to fold and lean into space that is easily available. So the spine can recover into this forward fold from all the background work we've been doing. And then wherever you're at, Paschimottanasana or Upavishta Konasana, see that you can support your head, your forehead, maybe resting on the floor or on your knees, your shins. And then close your eyes. Soft the neck and shoulders. Deeply breathe into your belly. And that smooth flow into that exhale, allowing you to soften it deeper. Then you take one more cleansing breath from your nose in, from your mouth exhale out. And gently rise up and find a comfortable seat. As I said, we're going to finish with a little longer meditation and then Shavasana. So if you're running short of time, feel free to leave us in a moment. For your meditation, for your seat, you can use a block or a pillow. And also, if it's more comfortable, maybe using the wall for support to sit up nice and tall. And here, maybe also sitting in Virasana, sitting in Lotus, finding your favorite meditation position. Anything you may need for Shavasana to be comfortable, blanket, socks, or pillow. Take those close with you now. And resting your hands on your knees, close your eyes. And with your eyes closed, take a deep breath from your nose to your belly. And your mouth, exhale out. And center your awareness, your attention into your breathing. Recognize each breath from the tip of your nose, sinking all the way down to your belly, to the bottom of your hips. The breath like a gentle motion, a wave that's pulsating through your body. Moving effortless. Without you doing anything. The body is breathing, you are breathing. The state feeling total effortless and light. And settle deeper to an inner space. More calm and quiet, peaceful. Sinking deeper into stillness. Sinking deeper into your meditation with each breath. One gentle deep breath from your nose in, from your mouth exhale out. And with your eyes closed, find your way down to the floor. Make sure you lay down comfortably onto your back, stretching out your arms and your legs, your palms facing towards the sky. Here again, feeling with each breath how the body is sinking deeper. You can find more comfort, more relaxation. Releasing into the deep rest, calm and peaceful in your Shavasana. Slowly start to increase your breathing. Find a deeper inhale and expand your exhale. And start to mobilize your fingers, your toes. Start to stretch out your arms and your legs. Slowly allow your body to wake up. And bend both knees, pull them towards your belly. Easy rolling left to right to massage your lower back one more time. And from here, roll over to one side and lifting yourself up into a seated position. With your eyes closed, sit up nice and tall. Find your hands in prayer, Anjali Mudra, with your thumbs at the heart. The last moment sitting still, feeling your body calm and steady, feeling your mind clear and peaceful. Feeling this deep harmony and balance of body and mind that you created with your yoga today. And being grateful for this affording experience, take one more breath to your heart in. With the exhale, bow your head. And first bring your thumbs to touch your forehead, your thumbs to touch your lips, and your thumbs back to the heart. And lift your head, open your eyes. And everybody, thank you very much for joining and practicing tonight. Namaste.